But thank you to those of you who listened to me and believed that the happy ones are sitting down the front, the grumpy ones are up the back. But the other thing that I do want to ask you to do, although we don't have many empty seats, if you're sitting by yourself, can you shimmy in so that you've got someone either side of you, like you in the pink? Can you go all the way over there? So you're very beautiful there, but you just need to move over. So you're with another human. And to be very present, thank you ladies for doing this, to be very present with what you are doing now. So if you're on a computer, like I saw a couple of others at the back, and you're thinking you can multi-track, you can't. I hate to burst your bubble, and I know that women think we can multi-track, or multitask, but all the research is showing we can't. So whatever you're doing, apart from looking after children, I do remember once, I haven't got much time, but I'll tell you this quick story. I was walking across a bridge in Sydney. Yes, you can tell I'm from Texas. So in Sydney, and there's this guy taking photographs of the harbour. And there is a small child who is obviously supposed to be with this guy, who is climbing its way up the fence to go over into the plunge into the water. And he's so busy with his camera, he's not noticing. Now, women have that capacity to be taking the photographs, but we know what's going on. That is the only time we can multitask. The rest of the time, give yourself a break and just focus on one thing, which brings us to the very first thing. And this is why you need to be sitting next to someone on either side. And if you've got acres of seats beside you and you're sitting there going, I need the space, stop it. And up the back, stop it. Because you're all spread out like shags on rocks. So it would be really good if you actually moved into a central clump, all of you. And this is actually an awareness exercise, like a self-awareness exercise, because the amount you resist what I'm asking you to do is the amount you will resist change in your life. I mean, for goodness sake, I'm just asking you to move from 2 seats over there and 2 seats up the back and 1 seat over there and 5 there and just shimmy into the middle so that you're actually one connected group. And don't clap, we haven't got time. No, seriously, we haven't got time. Thank you, ladies, for doing that. But at one stage, I'm kind of joking, and at another, I'm not. Like, how hard is it to get up from a seat and move somewhere else? And yet, do you see the number of people who go, no, I'm not going to do it. Like, you were so gracious this morning as I'm standing up the back saying, happy people at the front, grumpy people up the back. Happy people at the front, grumpy people. Because, did I just drop something then? Oh, thanks. I just had this feeling like, oh, it was this thing. I'm not used to wearing it. God, it's hot. Isn't it? And I've gone through menopause. Okay, it may get so hot that I have to actually take my jacket off and you get to see the 70-year-old floppy arms, so breathe when you see them, okay? Now, I have to find all sorts of creative ways to get people to sit down the front. Now, think about that. Because the single greatest gift I feel like I have for you this morning is self-awareness. Because we think we have self-awareness. It is one of the greatest tools a leader can have. And Harvard Business Review and all the fancy-wancy journals write about it now. But how do you develop self-awareness? Well, we're going to be doing it this morning. And here's the first exercise. And thank you for moving, even though the 3 of you up the back are still like shags on rocks. But at least you made a partial move. See, just notice everything you feel as I'm asking you to do stuff. Because all of these things that I'm asking you to do, I'm not saying stab the person next to you. You know, like it's not a bad thing. These are small things that could, in fact, truly inspire the spirit of the person on either side of you. Because we need to wake up to make more conscious choices. So, on the count of 3, you're going to be turning to the person on one side of you, and you are going to have to move a little. You know, it's okay. Timer. Thank you so much. I can look at you over there. It's not that much different. I did actually set a timer for myself because recently, I don't know about you, I've been speaking 38 years. That's like forever. But as I've been working on myself over the years, I've noticed I'm becoming more and more and more present. And 2 days ago, I was in Vegas, and I had 65 minutes for a presentation. I prefer 90, but I had 65. And I swear it was 12 minutes. Somebody fiddled with the timer, and literally it felt like 12 minutes. Time is vaporizing. But I think the more present we are, the more time is vaporizing because we're going through an earthly transition, not just a menopausal one. And so, on the count of 3, you're going to turn to the person on one side and then the other. You're going to grab them by the shoulders fairly gently, but not that gently, and you're going to shake them like this, moderately shake, and say, wake up, wake up. This really matters. And then the other side. But the problem is when we have all women, this is what happens. Wake up, this really matters. And then we get back to the other side, and I only have a really short space of time. So please, please, please just do this and then come back. Because that's what men do. You have a group of men, you say, do this, they go, and they're back. So on the count of 3, wake up, and then the other side, okay? 1, 2, 3, go. Wake up, this really matters. Wake up, that's it, this has got to come off. Awesome. Well done. And thank you, because if you're on the end, see the little corridor? It's just a little corridor. It's not a big gap or a chasm. So your other person is on the other side of the aisle. Awesome. So, having done that, now your job, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to, on the count of 3, wait till I count to 3, you're going to turn to this person you've already touched, right? You've connected with this person, and they haven't done anything destructive. And you are going to look deeply into their eyes. Look, I rest my case. Let's just go back to the self-awareness moment. Well, let's do this. Now, you've all heard of the bell curve, haven't you? No, some of you haven't heard. Oh, we got some students here too. The bell curve is this curve that once you get more than 3 people, you get a bell curve. There's just no sort of getting around it. And I'm going to split it into 3 parts here. So it's sort of supposed to look like a bell. I don't think it looks much like a bell, but anyway. So this is the bell curve. And it's split into 3. So normally what they say, they say this is the successful end, right? And that's the not so successful end over there. And that there's a very small percentage here, that would be all of you in this room. There is a huge number in this bulk, and then there's a few down here, dragging the rest of us down. So, and normally it's sort of success, but I like to say now this is the A and the B+. This big section is the like C, D, and this down here is F. This is like a big F. And this whole curve is going to be a self-awareness tool for you. So be really honest with yourself. Like up the back on your own? You can't sit there, sorry. You have to go over and be with those 3 humans in the back row, and you'll understand why in a minute. She, meanwhile, is thinking, that bitch. By the way, have you noticed that when you get clumps of women together, there's 2 types? One is incredibly supportive, wonderful, and the other? And they are worse than anyone. Don't ever be one of those women. Always, always, always lift women up. And men too. You know, let's not get the big divisive thing happening. And by the way, any of you who are complaining about Gen X boys and things, where are the parents? Not for some of you, of course, and the Gen Zs who are in this room. We raised you. Well, no, we actually... At my age, we aged 3 generations ago, who raised you, and now they're complaining about you. So let's go back to this for a second because it's relevant. Now, as I go through this, I want you to work out truly where you sit. And be honest with yourself. It's not going to hurt anybody else, but it's sure going to hurt you. And nor is it going to benefit anybody else if you're not honest with yourself. So in the A-B section, I've tried to kind of narrow it down. I'm not putting all of the characteristics, but these are the growth mindset people. These are the people who are full of joy. And by the way, what does joy stand for if we put it in this kind of position, J-O-Y, J-M-T. Just, oh, you guys are so much quicker than the ones yesterday. Whoa. One. You. There, that's joy. Just one you. You are unique, extraordinary, amazing. No matter what you tell yourself, you're a human being. You're astonishing. No technology is ever going to outweigh the technology of a human heart. You are an astonishing being of light, truly. And when the egg hits the sperm, do you know there's actually a flash of light? And chemists will say it's zinc, something or other. No, it's not. It's you coming in. It's you, that astonishing being of light. And any of you who are currently thinking, she's a space cadet. No. I got a background in psychology, neurolinguistics, epigenetics, neuroscience, and quantum physics. This is true. You are astonishing beings of light. Anyway, so these people at this end, they're joyful, they're self-aware. They really do understand themselves, or they're on the journey, and they're learning about themselves, because that's the entire human purpose, isn't it? We all walk around going, I want a purpose. I must find my purpose. I don't know what my purpose is, but I have a purpose. Yeah, your purpose is to become unbelievably self-aware so that you really understand what drives you, what makes you fearful, and all of that sort of stuff. And then you live from that place and you live it. I tell you, this is the thing I'm learning. So I'm 71, right? And I've been studying since I was 21, a slow learner, and working on myself. And the one thing that has just gone boom into my reality in the last, I'd say, couple of years is that the most significant thing that you can do is your presence and your being. And understanding who you really are is your being, that astonishing being of light. You're a lighthouse, if you choose to be. You could be just a blackout section, but if you want to be, you can be this lighthouse. And a lighthouse doesn't care who they shine their light on, do they? The lighthouse just beams it out, beams it out, beams it out. Doesn't matter what ship sees it, doesn't matter what person in a boat sees it, they just beam out that light. And we know from quantum physics. And have you ever heard of the Institute of Heart Math? Oh, many of you have. So the Institute of Heart Math, a bunch of engineers, they research the heart. Do you know that the heart, every organ, the body is a giant bioelectric current, and every organ in the body beats an electric current. And the heart beats an electric current, or generates an electric current, that's 60 times more powerful than any other organ in the body. And do you remember from school, Al, there's a bit of sibilance. You remember at school that an electric current generates a what around it? A magnetic field. Guess how far out from the heart the magnetic field goes? Think COVID. 6 feet. So there is a 6 feet sphere around your body that anybody who enters that sphere, anything that enters that sphere, is impacted by your heart. And we know that anybody with an angry, hostile heart, and by the way, that is the number one predictor of heart attack. So if you want to drop dead any day, make sure you're angry and you're bitter and twisted and hang on to it. So anybody who's got an angry, bitter, twisted heart actually literally impacts the brain waves of anybody within that 6 foot sphere. So next time you have a fight with your partner, if it happens to be a male, because they deal with things differently, you know how you have this really big fight just before you go to bed, and then you go to bed and he is unconscious in seconds. We, on the other hand, are livid, and we stomp around the house, kill, murder, kill. And finally, we go to bed, and we think we're going to wake him up. So we toss, we turn, we sigh, we make noises. He's not stupid. Nothing is going to affect that man, nothing. And so we lie there, making ourselves worse and worse and worse. But the only solace in that entire story of us making ourselves sick is that we are actually disturbing his sleep a great deal. He's going to have a terrible night's sleep because our heart is pulsing out anger and he's picking it up. Of course, it is going to give you a heart attack, but oh well, that's your choice. So, self-awareness really matters. And because I don't have set speeches, and I created this especially for you guys, so I hardly ever look at notes, but I made it, I can't remember what I wrote down here for you. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's a C word, C-P-I-O-N. Compassion. You guys are awesome at this. Yeah, it's compassion. The more oh, that was the other word. I forget this one. Oopsie. Love. Really, our journey is to make sure that we choose love and compassion and joy over everything else. Because it's a choice. Yeah, well, it's all right for you to say that, isn't it? Says the person down here. Oh, life's not all about that. Well, kind of, it's a choice. If you forget everything else I say, remember this. Life is about constantly, see what, choosing what? Love and compassion over the real F word. We are hardwired for fear. We come into a field of fear. Our entire Earth history is based on fear, and all of us walk around. I mean, babies, are they fearful when they're born? No, they pop out here and they go, whoa, life. You know, babies don't pop out here and go, life sucks. And then you die. They don't do that. They learn that from us. They come out, and once they finish the sleeping, pooping stage, they are little bundles of this, aren't they? How many of you had, there's a lot of young people here. So this is something you can look forward to if you're a student, and if you don't have children, rent one to do this exercise, okay? I didn't have children, so, you know, when you're a speaker, it's hard to be in the right place at the right time, to have sex, to have a baby. So think long and hard before you decide you want to be a speaker. Anyway, so my sister, my nephew is like my boy. He was the most gorgeous, beautiful baby. And my sister had a really long driveway, and she hated this. And I would come in the driveway, and I'd go, yoo-hoo! And this little blonde bullet would come running up this long, long driveway going, Amanda, like I was the sun. If you've never had anybody do that, honestly, rent one. Your heart explodes with joy. It is the best experience in life. Nothing goes over that, I don't reckon. So that's why love and joy and compassion are so important. And just the other night, I have a goddaughter in Dallas, and she's now 24, and she was doing her first presentation with her dad, who's also a speaker, and the amount of love that I felt going towards her while she's standing up there for the first time she's ever done it, those are the moments you remember. They are what matters in life. It isn't cutthroat stuff. It isn't the other stuff that's down here. Because the people down here, let's do the middle bit, because the vast bulk of people are in here. These are the people who are obliged. And they're average. You know, these are average people. Average. That says average. I haven't got time. And, you know, who wakes up in the morning and goes, I just want to be average today. I'm going for average. Yep, average is the goal. Nobody does that. But that's where we end up because we're not self-aware. We're not conscious. And these are the people who are resigned. You know, they get to a stage in life, I've been doing this for so long. What else will I do? And if they go to make a change, then they go, but no, what will happen to me? I'll die. And these are the people who blame. They make excuses. They judge. I'm still having a lesson in judgment every single nanosecond, it seems to me. Like, I was in Vegas. Vegas is an easy place to judge. You ever been to Vegas? Anybody not been to Vegas? Whoa, lots of you. Easy to judge. So I made it an exercise for myself to be able to sit there and watch the people walk past and catch myself the second I started judging. I didn't even have time to breathe. Seriously, this is such an embedded thing. Because the problem is we don't see reality. We don't see what's real. We don't see somebody else's heart when we look at them. Where can I write this? Okay, I'll put it here. Let's put it in the middle. We got more space. VE. What is it? We perceive. We perceive, that says perceive. Perceive and judge. We perceive and judge. And as soon as we perceive, we, thank you, assume. It's very hard not to spell out the letters, you know. It looks simple, but it's not that easy. So we, P-R-E-T, E-T. We interpret. That says interpret. It's too hard. And so basically, we perceive, then we interpret, then we make an assumption, and then, what's the other word I used? I did all of this for you. Oh, yeah. We assign it M-I-N-G, meaning. So I screwed up the list here a bit. By the way, it's okay to screw up. You know, it's called learning. In my case, it's called going too fast. Because I love having more time. And so be kind to yourself. Be compassionate with you. I teach other speakers how to speak, like, you know, on the main stage thing. And I do this all the time, and they come up to me and go, oh, you know, thanks for being so real. And I'm like, what else would I be? And the problem is people are so terrified that someone else will judge them for not being perfect. Like, it doesn't matter if you're not perfect. You're already perfect. If you were perfect, you'd have, like, blown up into a ball of light and gone to heaven. That's the whole purpose of being human, is to learn and grow. And if I screw this up a bit, most of you think it's funny. And if I don't judge myself for it, and the truth is, because tell the truth, it's easier. The truth is, I don't have set speeches. I did do this especially for you. I don't have it set off the top of my head. So if I can't remember it, I'm not going to beat myself up because I have to look at a note. Nor am I going to beat myself up if I misspell, because it's a first world problem. Anyway, so we interpret, then we make an assumption, then we give that meaning, and then we G-E it, judge, and then we create an T-A-T-I-O-N. Expectation. We create an expectation. And as soon as we have an expectation, guess what happens? We get what we expect. We don't get what's possible. And we create what we see around us by our perception. And our perceptions are false. They're not real. So be really careful. Honestly, one of the hardest things to do is to catch yourself. That's why the self-awareness is so important with how you feel, because it's all based on this stuff. And this is just stuff. It's not the truth. It's not reality. What's real is that you're dealing with other humans. And how much have humans changed in the last 1,000 years or so? Not. We haven't. Every single human you meet, doesn't matter what sex they are or anything, every single human wants to be seen, heard, valued, acknowledged. And any of you wanting to be in leadership roles, or you're already in leadership roles, you know you don't give a rat's ass about how smart people are. What you give a rat's ass about is, does that make sense here? Rat's ass. I think you say rat's ass. We say ass. And I know Mary's another Aussie here. She'll be able to interpret what I say. And so what we care about is that someone else cares about us, yes? Your best boss ever, of course, if you're sitting next to them, it's her. But your best boss ever is not the one who set you brilliant KPIs. It's the one who cared about you, let you know that they cared about you, was interested in your growth and development, and actually believed in you. So these are critical things. Anyway, the people down this end, these people suck. And you don't want to go through life being an energy sucker. And if you're sitting there, you're probably not here if you're an energy sucker, but if you got, told you had to come, And typically, like if you wake up in the morning, you have some energy. You walk out and you encounter someone else. And at the end of 5 minutes with this person, you walk away going like this. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. And you're sucked dry. That's because truly there are people out there who are energy suckers. And they go through life going, oh, there's some energy. And they leave this trail of hulks behind them like this. And you do not want to be an energy sucker. And if you're a leader and you've got an energy sucker in the group, get rid of them because it will suck the group energy down. One person in this room to be in a bad mood is going to suck the whole group energy down. And I'm relentless. You do not have a choice. If you're going to be in a bad mood, slap yourself because it's a choice. It is a choice. No, it's not. It's hormonal. Well, okay, sometimes it's hormonal, but most of the time it's a choice. And as someone who's been through 10 years of menopause, I can talk from experience, and it sucks. Anyway, so mind you, that is an expectation. See, be self-aware in every moment what you say and what you put out there. So some women go through menopause, they don't even know it. I only knew it because I woke up every 2 hours with a hot flash. So, but I, avoid having an expectation of that because tons of women don't even know they've had it. And we use it as an excuse and we use it to blame others. Not me, it's you, asshole. Anyway, so the truth is people don't actually suck, they are stuck. And it's the T that makes the difference. And the T stands for T-K-I-N-G. What is it? Thinking. It's your thinking. People don't understand. Thinking, every thought you have carries a frequency. And that frequency goes out. And everyone else picks up. You walk in a room, nobody says anything. You know something's wrong. You say, what's wrong? And they say nothing. And you know there's a lot wrong. And I could teach you another way of talking about non-verbal communication, but that's just a way of showing you that thoughts are frequencies, they emanate out. Anybody who's single but desperate, honestly, you go into single but desperate places, and out of your mouth come the words, I love my life, I love the independence, I love the freedom, I love being single. And every fibre of your being is emanating, my life sucks, I hate being single, please, please save me. Very unattractive. But without self-awareness, we don't know we're doing it until we start to have what for ourselves? Love and compassion. Then it's very hard for anybody else to give it to us. So be kind to yourself. And by being kind to yourself and loving yourself, which everybody talks about, oh, just love yourself. Well, they told me that 1,000,000 years ago as well. And I tried and I couldn't. So I'm going to give you some tips today. So it's the thinking that really matters. Now, go back to this for a minute because I want to go back to the exercise we were going to do. On the count of 3, you're going to look to the person on one side, deeply into their eyes. Do not, and notice, by the way, your reactions, do not look at them and go, and look over their eyes, and because you go, I can't look into someone else's eyes, but I don't know this person. I haven't been working with them for 25 years. I can't possibly look into the eyes of a stranger. Yes, you can. It's a human, remember? A human with a heart that's probably full of fear looking at you as well. So be kind. So you're going to look deeply into their eyes, and then you are going to say, whilst you're looking deeply into their eyes, you are an astonishing being of light. B-E-I-N-G, right? And those of you who are sitting, these people are going right now, oh, this is awesome. Oh, God, what an opportunity. Because these people see like things that are a bit foreign as opportunities. They take a challenge, they make it an opportunity. The people down here, no. Oh God, this is going to be so embarrassing. Oh, stop it. You're looking at another human telling them how wonderful they are. What is the problem with that? Slap yourself if you're down this end. And that's the other thing too. We have the capacity to slide up and down. With consciousness, you come this way. With unconsciousness, you come this way. So the waking up and the self-awareness is so critical. So ready? On the count of 3, try to look happy as well. Do not look grumpy as you turn to the person next to you. And say you're an astonishing being of light. It doesn't work. So 1, 2, 3, go. You are an astonishing being of light. You are an astonishing being of light. If you want a hug, that's all right too. You know, if you want a hug. Okay, come on back, come on back, come on back. Thank you, up the duck. Thank you. Thank you for connecting. Oh, hey, Mary. Mary, go sit next to her, those two through who were sitting by themselves. Awesome. Come on back, come on back, come back, come back, come back. So, by the way, that person on either side of you, from this day forwards forever, pause for just a moment and notice your reaction when I say this. It's very important. That person from this day forwards forever is your official joy buddy. See? Now the people at this end, they're going, awesome! Awesome! Wow! A joy buddy. I've always wanted a joy buddy. That's great. These people, they're all saying, ha ha ha, she's funny. And then the people down this end, I knew I should have sat somewhere else. See, you get clues as to where you are. Now, people will laugh at the joy buddy concept, but truly, a joy buddy is probably one of the most significant people you will ever find in your life, because they're also an accountability buddy and a resilience buddy. And who doesn't need one of those? And anybody heard of a book called The E-Myth by Michael Gerber? A few of you. So it stands for the entrepreneur's myth. And basically this guy ended up with his research saying that most entrepreneurs fail because they're too busy working in their businesses to take time out to work on their businesses. And what I reckon is that we do that with life. Most of us are so caught up in the chaos of everyday life that we don't take time out to work on our lives until we die. Or worse, we get sick. Or we have a life crisis. We get divorced. A relationship breaks up. Life's over. We're never going to make it. Until we do that, we never work on our lives. Why not be smart and work on your life now? Use your joy buddy for this. Make sure that you exchange phone numbers with them. And from today forwards, once a month, you make contact with your joy buddies. At least you're all in like Portland. It's beautiful. And you're not that far away, and so you don't always have to do it on the phone. Meet for coffee at one of your amazing little coffee shops, or the sponsor's coffee shop mostly. And then what you do is you set a task for the next month. And you say, well, what do you want to work on next for the next month? And you make a task, and then you meet, the next time you meet, say, how'd you go? What happened? What do you want to do for the next month? And then you decide what it is that you want to work on. And pick some of these things, because these are the things that really matter in life, that are the foundation for everything else that you want to do. So the joy buddy is really like ongoing mentoring for the rest of your days. It's really important. But if we go back to this, which is about the thinking, do you know in epigenetics, by the way, well, I do this. Okay, look, quick. There's 4 sciences we're going to cover: neuroscience, epigenetics, emotional intelligence, and quantum physics. And if anybody is sitting there going, she's very messy with that board, and I can't see it. And in the middle, where all of these sciences intersect, this is the sweet spot. I call it the joy spot. Not that one. Whenever a room goes dead silent, you know where their brains have gone. A joy spot is just a happy memory, because your brain can't tell the difference between vividly imagined and reality. So if you have a picture on your phone, like everybody's got a picture on their phone, and they don't put, I really remember that experience, it was horrible. Nobody does that. You put your kid there, you put your partner, you put your whatever, because when you look at it, but then it just merges into the background of all the little icons. So remember it, be conscious, wake up, be aware of everything. In fact, I was just listening, I wasn't going to do this, I hope I got time. I was just listening to a YouTube thingy on Dolores Cannon, who's one of my heroes, and they were saying in it, go through an exercise where you set alarms on your phone, and whenever the alarm goes off, stop and go inside and become very aware of what is happening inside you, how you're feeling, what you're emanating. It had a couple of other steps, but I only just listened to it, so I can't remember them. But that was a good start. So just start becoming more aware at random moments. Because in epigenetics, we know that 90-something, do 90-something% of the time, I'll help you, 95 to 99% of the time, we are literally unconscious of what we're thinking. Literally. 95 to 99% of the time. That means 95 to 99% of the time, are you still making choices? Yes. Are they conscious or unconscious? Unconscious. So another one of these C's is conscious. Make conscious choices. It's really, really important. And the other thing is, this is also a newbie for me, maybe 8 months ago now, I realised I knew I was dealing with issues around fear, and I knew it started in my childhood, but I hadn't realised how terrified I'd been since I was about 2. And then I was listening to Paul Selig and his work, and I love that, his work. And what I learned was that if we make a decision based on F word, fear, the real F word, that's truly, it is the real F word, then it will come back to bite us on the butt. Doesn't matter what decision you make, if there's an element of fear. But here's the tricky bit. Like, nobody tells you this, hard to learn this. To find the fear in the process of making the decision is really tricky, because fear is really tricky. It's like a sneaky little, you got to dive, go around this corner, then this corner, go to this corner, and then you go, aha, there's the fear. And you had no, I had no clue it was there. So when you go to make a decision, first of all, make sure it's conscious. Second, examine, explore every aspect of it to see if there's any fear anywhere in there causing you to choose in a particular way. Because if there is, it's going to bite you on the ass. So 95 to 99% of the time, we're literally unconscious of what we're thinking. And the problem is that epigenetics teaches us that by the time we're 7, we have embedded the 3 core fears that are, in fact, IES. Stories. They are stories we tell ourselves as a toddler. And I'm going to have to speed up a bit, but these stories, they're not the truth. But you know, when you're a toddler, is anything in the world about anyone else? No, we don't have the capacity to perceive the reality. We can't even do it as adults, let alone as a toddler. But as a toddler, everything is about us. So we interpret everything going on around us as if it's our fault. And so in a minute, I'm going to share with you the 3 core fears that are embedded by the time we're 7. But they're embedded by us. We tell ourselves the story. So we identify the story. We know we told ourselves a story. Who can change the story? We can, with persistence. It takes a while, but anyway, it's doable. So those stories, once they're repeated, because they're based on perceptions, they become BFS, beliefs. And a fact will never hold a candle to a belief. So just remember that. And here's the other thing. So you've got a joy buddy now, and I'm going to share with you the 3 core fears that are holding you back in everything in your life, or they are the most important lessons for you to learn. You can either look at it as an opportunity or a challenge. So overcoming these is a lifetime journey until someone wakes you up. For as early as some of you guys here, there's some 18-year-olds here. Oh my God, if somebody taught me this when I was 18, I'd be a completely different person now. Not quite so psycho, you know, like all that stuff. Anyway, so these beliefs are not real. They're just beliefs. They're just stories that have been repeated 1,000,000 times. So keep that in mind as we go through it. And the other thing is, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to go forth, and because you come to the women's conference, everybody in the world seems to want to be a C something. CEO, CIO, CTO, CFO, something. So you can walk away, truly, and put this officially on your business cards. CJF. What do you think it stands for? Chief Joy Facilitator. See, now you think about it. These people, that's ridiculous. As if I'd put that on my business card. People would think I was a moron. Are you kidding? These people are going, oh my God, that's such a good idea. I'm going to get a new car. I'm going to Vistaprint now. And I'm going to get this on my card now because, I'm going to, when people say, what do? I say, I am a CJF. And they'll look at you and they'll go, oh yeah, what's that? And you say, Chief Joy Facilitator. And they go, oh. It's a brilliant conversation starter. Anyway, let's go to the 3 core fears that stop you being a CJF. See, think about it again. Where did you go on the scale of self-awareness? And, okay, I'll tell you what it was. I'm standing there. This is what multitasking does to you, right? When I bought this top, I thought, oh, this would be good for speaking, And I forgot in the moment I bought the top that I don't wear colours like this because when I speak, I sweat like a pig. So as I lifted my arm up, I thought, oh, I bet it's down to here now. So I just thought I would mention it because if you don't, by the way, as a speaker, everybody's looking at it and they're thinking about it. But because I haven't addressed it, they keep thinking about it. But as soon as I address it, they stop thinking about it. Oh, yeah, all right then. So if you see sweat coming down to my armpits, just breathe and make sure you don't come near me afterwards. So the 3 core fears. And if I don't have any sweat under there, because I'm not going to look now because it'll distract me, then it doesn't matter because it was funny. See? So stop taking yourself so seriously. Anyway, here are the 3 core fears. The first, I got the trifecta, by the way, so if anybody's wondering, I am not worth loving. A lot of women get this one. But actually, it used to be a lot of women got this one, and a lot of men got this one. I am not good enough, because it's a double whammy. And that says enough, I've got time. And but now it seems like everybody's got both. So on the count of 3, Joy Buddies, this is your first official task. You're going to look at your Joy Buddy on one side, look them eyeball to eyeball, and you're going to say, you are so worth loving, and you are so good enough. Do not do this. Do not look at them and go, you are so worth loving. You are so good enough. Because you're embarrassed. Stop it. Why would you be embarrassed about looking at someone and who for the first time in their life may never have heard this phrase? And those of you who have children, please, please, please go to my YouTube channel. It's all up on that thing. And if you click on that thing, you get documents and stuff reminding you of what I talked about, although I invented this for you. So anyway, please say it to your children and say it like this: you are so worth loving. Not I love you, not you're lovable. Those things are important, but you are so worth loving. It's really important. You are so good enough. I told myself I was worthless, not just not worth loving. I was worthless. But I only found that out when I was like 54. It was a long time of feeling worthless. Now I'm kind of half worthless. No, I'm kidding. I've worked a lot on that. But I still got a way to go. However, I'm way further ahead than I was. But nobody taught me this. I got this given to me on stage one day. And it just fell out of my mouth. And so on the count of 3, you're going to look, mean it as you say it. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. You are so worth loving, and you are so good enough. You are... Oh my God. Quickly, quickly. Do it fast. And come back, come back, come back. Okay, stop talking. Stop talking now. Thanks, Al. We've only got 8 minutes. Whoa, where does the time go? It's so wrong. Okay, the second core fear. I am unsafe in some way. Now, unless we're living in a dark alleyway and we hear people with knives coming out of the sheaths, we are safe most of the time. And then the third core fear is I'm separate, I don't belong, I don't fit in. But the truth is, in the quantum field, we are all connected all the time. You're never disconnected. There is always someone. You just have to be open enough to allow them in. And we cover our hearts up and we go like that. No. Because these core fears are sitting in there. And we're telling ourselves these lies. So go forth and wake up and be conscious. When you feel like crap, you're telling yourself one of these stories. Because every thought, everything in life, everything in life is about, it's another F word, I-N-G-S. I did this once and it was bad. Yeah, feelings, yeah. Feelings. It was a very bad answer. Everything in life, everything is about feelings. And the single most important thing in life, without exception, the most important thing in life is how you, remember it's just one you, how you, F word, feel about yourself. Most important thing in life is how you feel about yourself. Because when you feel good about yourself, are you invincible? Yes. Think about the last time you were in love. Nothing else matters. You crashed the car. Never mind, it's a car. Like somebody yelled at you, oh, well, it's their problem. When you feel good about yourself, everything is better. That's the most important thing in life. Second most important thing in life is how others feel around you. Because that's the amount of influence you have on everyone. You can either be a spirit igniter or someone who walks around, and because everybody's got a pilot light inside their hearts that's their spirit. So you either ignite that spirit, or you look at them and you go, and you become a spirit foofer. So you don't, I think you call it foofer, F-O-O-F-E-R. So go forth and be a spirit igniter, and because how you feel about yourself is what it's based on. And then you're the third group to hear this. In the whole world, I invented a new term, JQ. Everybody looks at it and they go, what? And you know EQ? What's it stand for? Emotional intelligence. Joy intelligence, yes, yes. And I've got a formula for it too. It's L3E3. And if you follow the L3, it's too hard to write on that, the L3E3 rule from today forwards, we're going very fast. And again, this honestly is brand new. So I haven't even got on my little doovies up there yet. So you'll have to remember this or take pictures of it. So the first L is love, E-Y-T-H-I-N-G. Love everything. And this comes from Brady. Brady I met in Phoenix a couple of months ago. And Brady's this young man, he's sitting at a table, he's got a black t-shirt on that says, God is love. And he's sitting across a bloke, young, and the other bloke's got God is fear. And I'm looking, going, And the God is fear guy gets up and walks off. And I say to Brady, whose name I didn't know at the time, I said, Brady, what's with the God is love, God is fear thing? And he starts telling me this story. He used to be an agnostic or an atheist or one of those A words. And anyway, he's sitting in his house one day and he's worrying about, he said about 20 things that he was unhappy about and he was angry about and miserable about. And he was working through them, if you can turn it down a bit, Al. And then he said, and there was a storm outside his house. And then all of a sudden, this huge bolt of lightning came down, went boom, hit the ground, the whole house shook. And he's like, pooh. And then he heard, love everything. He's like, so he sits down and goes, oh, I don't know. And he looks at the 20 things and he goes through the 20 things thinking, what can I love about this? What can I love about this? Because it's a bit of an experience for him. So he gets to the very end and he found that by the time he got to the 20th, it was a lot easier. He said he literally just finished finding a way to love the bloke that he was angry about as the 20th person. And boom, down comes the lightning, hits the ground, the house shakes. And for the next 2 hours, the storm raged and no more lightning. It struck me, literally, so much. Go forth and love everything. It doesn't matter what it is, because the first E is that everything is a gift. Everything. And gifts come in shitty wrapping. You know, they come in great wrapping, they come in crap wrapping. And everything is a gift because we learn from it, or not. We can be down this end going, it sucks, my life sucks, everything goes wrong for me. Or we can be up the other end going, well, gee, oh my gosh, what a lesson. What an opportunity. Bam, bam, bam. And but we can choose to see it as a gift or not. And then the second L is live in G-U-D-E. Gratitude. Live in gratitude. That says gratitude. And all the research has been done on gratitude, how powerful it is, and we all go, yeah, I know gratitude's really important. But how much time do we spend in gratitude? So to help you, because humans remember symbols more than anything, can everybody go like this for a second? And now put them over your eyes. Now look at your joy buddy, and on the count of 3, you are going to say, thank you, I am so grateful for you. 1, 2, 3, go. Thank you, I am so grateful for you. Thank you, I am so grateful for you. Quick, come back. I'm going to be a couple of minutes over team, but not much more than a couple of minutes. Now, go forth. I'm going to speed it up a bit. Go forth and go to a dollar store and get yourself something like this. And don't clap, we haven't got time. And then I want you to use it in 2 places. 3. One for yourself. Look in the mirror and at yourself every day and say why you're grateful for yourself. Number 2, staff meetings. Start every staff meeting off. You don't have to wear these. See, look, these people down here, they went, oh, you're joking. I'm not going to wear those in front of everybody at work. Well, why not? Because it's a great way to teach the message. But if you teach everybody about gratitude glasses, and there are YouTube clips of me doing this, so you don't have to do it, have them on the table, new ritual. Everybody that walks in, first thing you do at every single staff meeting is answer the question, what's the thing you're most grateful for since we last met? Transforms the field. When you try to teach children gratitude, if we like to say thank you to your brother. Say thank you to your brother. That does not teach children gratitude. But if around the dinner table, try to have dinner around the dinner table, and you ask everybody routinely every night, what's the thing you're most grateful for that happened today? You will teach children gratitude, and the world will change. If you choose to live in a state of gratitude, everything changes. So we need to add gratitude to that list. So live in gratitude, love everything. And the third is laugh. Like, stop with the action movies. Stop with the thrillers. Stop it. And go forth and watch things that make you laugh, that are about uplifting things in life. And better still, laugh with friends. And don't do it by sharing a bloody social media thing. Well, maybe you can do that occasionally, but try to laugh over real human things and human interactions, because when we connect heart to heart, everything changes. Oh my God, that's time. Okay, I'm listening. I'm nearly done. So laugh and lighten up. We take ourselves so seriously, don't we? And then everything is a gift. The second is enjoy. That says enjoy every experience. It doesn't matter what it's like. It's an experience. We label it, we give it meaning, we perceive it, we say it's bad, it's good, but it's an experience, and that's why we came to Earth, to experience as much as we can. So you might as well make a conscious choice, enjoy it or not. And you learn something if you choose not to enjoy it. That's okay, but it's easier if you enjoy it, And then the third one is emanate your, I'd make you guess this, but I haven't got time, your essence. What is your essence? Which is love and gratitude. You popped out, how? With love and joy and gratitude. That's who you are. Then it gets coated with the fears, those beliefs that we create as beliefs, and then that buggers up everything else in your life. So go forth, wake up, connect with your joy buddy, and remember everything in life is about feelings, and the most important thing is, most important thing, to get from this part of the bell curve to that part, how do you get there? 2 words, self-love. Self-aware, self-love. Love yourself. Recognize that you're down here, and then love yourself back to here. So on the count of 3, joy buddies, before I race off the stage, because you have to rush safely but quickly to your next workshop. Do I have to finish now? Is anybody here saying? Oh my God, we've got another 10 minutes? Oh, thank you, God. Oh, how wonderful. How wonderful. Oh, yay, my timer was wrong. Damn iPhones. Oh, we started early. Oh, yes. See, grateful for every experience. Awesome. I could have made you spell this out. Damn. Okay, turn to your joy buddy, and tell them which one of these three, these resonates the most with you, that you are going to work on for the next month until you speak to them again. Quick, 1, 2, 3, go. You've only got a few seconds. So there's love everything, live in gratitude, laugh, lighten up, everything is a gift, enjoy every experience, emanate your essence. Oh, I better leave it down here. Okay, come on back. Oh, this is so good. To have a bit of extra time. Yay. Now, I tried to think of two things. Come back. I tried to think of a couple of ways that I could wrap this up for you, and pack is one of them. But the other quick one, I'm just going to go through quickly because we've done quite a lot of it. The secret to change. This is the secret formula for change, truly. If you want to change, we need to fark. It's my accent, okay? This is how you spell it, F-A-R-C. Okay, I just can't do the R's. Mary will tell you it's impossible to do the R's for an Aussie. So F-S. If you want to change, first thing we have to do is focus. Oh, F-O. We have to focus on what it is that we want to change. We have to be self-aware. Because how are you going to change one of those stories that isn't true? Until you tell yourself the story. So of those three stories, I'm not good enough, I'm not worth loving, I'm unsafe in some way, I'm separate, I don't belong, I don't fit in, all of those, if you're not aware of them, you can't focus on them. You just focus on you feel weird or miserable or sad or something. So focus on what it is that you want to change. And then you have to become aware. You have to become aware of when you're doing it, because what happens, things become habitual. So we tell ourselves the same story, I'm not worth having, I'm not worth having, and the first time we told ourselves that, there was a little kind of like you get your fingernail and you just put a little groove in the brain tissue. And then each time you told yourself the story, that groove gets deeper and deeper and deeper until it's so deep, it's automatic. You don't even have to think about it, just boom. You go from A to Z in a nanosecond. So we have to become aware of when we're going through that pattern again. Does that make sense? And the more aware you become, you catch it earlier and earlier and earlier until you get to the point where you can go, you know what? That's not true. I'm not going to tell myself that story anymore. And then it just becomes a non-issue because it's not even there. And so the next part is R-T. Repeat. Repeat the new behavior. Because you've got to, the more you do the same thing, the deeper the grooves gets. So it happened in the first place, you dug a deep hole that became the belief, I'm not good enough. And now you've undone that, and you're going to replace it with something else, but you have to go through the same process, where you repeat. Then you think riding a bike. First time you rode a bike, you're all woof, 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 woof. Now you get on a bike. I got on a bike a couple of weeks ago for the first time in 30 years. And we went 10 miles. And, it didn't take long for me to be ready. Now, the last one, C-B-R-A-T-E. Celebrate, yeah, it's celebrate. And just quickly, we're going to do something on this to finish up. But this is P-T-I-O-N. Be aware of your, that says perception, be aware of your perceptions. This was B-A-T-I-C. Authentic. That's like be real. Be the amazing, astonishing being that you are. There is nothing wrong with you. Nothing. You are perfectly imperfect. If there was nothing like, if you were already perfect, honestly, you'd explode in a ball of light and be enlightened. What's the point of being human? So you might as well enjoy the experience of being human. And then it's make conscious choices. I'm just going to tell you now because I haven't got any time. And then, what was the other C? C, what was this? Celebrate. And then the other C, connect, heart to heart, and have compassion for yourself and others. And then just quickly. So on the count of 3, you're going to turn to your joy buddy, and it's a little more complex. I'm going to share it with you. You're going to say, when little kids do something that they're proud of, what do? Ta-da! What do grown-ups do when little ones do ta-da? Yay! On the count of 3, joy buddies, you're going to look at your joy buddy on one side and say, I think you deserve a ta-da. Joy buddy number 1, you'll go, ta-da. Joy buddy number 2, you'll say, yes. Then you'll swap, I think you deserve a ta-da. And ta-da. And you will go, excellent. And then you'll hug. Okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. I think you deserve a ta-da. Ta-da. Yes. Who are you doing it with? What about her? I think you deserve a ta-da. Ta-da. Excellent.